Alright, what's up, everybody? Tick the Pally here, coming at you with another video today. There's going to be no stream today, but this weekend, no like political stream or whatever, but this weekend and today we're definitely going to be streaming some Destiny 2. Really hyped to get into that game. League of Legends is coming to the end of the season. I'm 4 games away from being silver, and that's really not like that hard to grind out at all. So basically, we're winding down with League of Legends, and my whole crew we're gonna be switching over to Destiny 2. So keep an eye out for that. But since we're not doing like a political stream or whatever, I still want to give you guys something interesting to think about. And today we're going to be talking about these subreddits and communities on the internet that feel bullied out by all this liberal mainstream media, everything. And right now they're being censored in a way that they find unfair because it's the same way that Reddit has censored previous unpopular subreddits, I guess, or like unpopular meaning they get to mainstream media and then mainstream media blows it out of proportion. Now, I talked about this way back like 7 months ago. I was talking about how you have Pizzagate and all of this shit starting from the Donald subreddit. This little tiny, like, maybe conspiracy, maybe like sort of any like a really small sort of subreddit community, and then mainstream media picks up one fucking comment, picks up one stupid something, and blows it out of proportion. And then because of that, you have all these now new people. It's like, what's Reddit? What is this? Where are these guys posting this? What is this? And then they go to Reddit, and then they go to the subreddit, and they're like, oh, you're letting these people on the internet? You're letting people have free speech on the internet? No. And I totally understand. It's your website. It's not really like you can have free speech if you're on someone else's website. They own it. You're using their platform. You're expecting free speech and all this shit, and it's like they have no reason to give it to you. They have no real reason to give it to you. It's like, well, fuck you. Like, you guys are using our shit. You guys want to turn us into a hate shit, but we're not about that, so we're just gonna ban you. That's totally legitimate. But when you do that on a website that has always been like a sort of like a free haven blog, you're able to do anything. Like, you're able to really make any kind of subreddit, do whatever you want on it. When you create a company like this and you create this platform going back on the original ideas of freedom on the internet, it kind of looks bad, and I hope I don't sound like I'm defending the Donald here. I mean, this could be any subreddit that this is happening to. For example, this is like a very more like sexual one, right? And I mean, I guess I like it, duh, I'm a dude. But I'm not like proud of it. Like, it's not like something I think should have been done. But the way that they're handling this is exactly like how they handled the fappening situation, and not child pornography subreddits, but like you know risque, semi-illegal, like leaky type of stuff. And then, the fappening like blew up. And then because of all this shit blew up, the Reddit had to have a serious talk with the users about, how you should talk on the internet. And because, again, this shit only came out because mainstream media blew it up out of nowhere, made this huge fucking fuss of it, and Reddit had to respond. Even though, again, the point of Reddit is kind of like, you should be able to have whatever fucking subreddit you want. Like, if you want to have, like, a stupid fucking asshole subreddit, fine, just make it private. Like, don't make us fucking deal with your bullshit. But instead, you've got these Reddits that are outspoken, that try and post all the time, that make like a huge fuss of all of this and blow, it's bad enough mainstream media blows up the articles. They themselves, these fucking subreddits, like, go hype and try and like, spread the good word. And so I guess that leads us kind of like into what these subreddits are and what are getting taken down now. So right now, you've got all of these violent subreddits and different things like this, right, which are the real problem. Like, you've got these hate subreddits, Nazi subreddits, and these subreddits are the reason why we have fucking Nazis out there, like, burning torches and all this crazy shit. Like, they're the reason we have this. And it's like, I mean, definitely played a part, but it's not really the reason because it seems a little fucked up to blame one subreddit with one little community on all of your fucking problems. And it's not like banning them or anything, or doing all this censorship shit is going to make it any better. It's not going to solve the problem, but that's what they do anyway. So you've got those are like the main guys, and then as the kind of low key getting fucked, which like is really what's worrying, is you've got these like not worrying for me. I don't need them. Worrying like for in the censorship terms. Let me clarify that. You've got these like men subreddits. Like you've got the Red Pill. I hope I'm saying this right. Men who go their own way, or men that go their own way. I'm not sure which one it is. There's conservative, uncensored news. I think conspiracy is okay. But you've got these subreddits that aren't hate subreddits. They're just fucking. All right. And they're definitely like they have views that conflict with yours, so they are seen as harmful, but they're not really at their core super harmful. While they may, like the people on the website may express it in a way different than the main like whatever, but I think that at the core their main goal isn't negative, isn't something to make America worse. And not saying make America great again is that good of a thing right now. I mean, we all know where that comes from, but they're not doing something inherently to ruin America, and they are just trying to talk about their different ideas. And oh, that's me. Who the fuck is the spastic? So we're gonna go to now. Moving on. Sorry, I got a little distracted by RuneScape. We're going to talk about their message and why it's kind of fucking stupid, and why you guys should like understand. You should just understand what it is, because I mean they get kind of a bad rap, which they deserve, but they also like have ideas which really shouldn't be like lost, because at the core of one of the subreddits that I talked about called Men Go Their Own Way, you've got this idea that men need to be more self-reliant on themselves and need to be more like they need to increase their knowledge, because if they don't understand the way the world works, they're not going to succeed. Because while it is a man's world, men are somehow not the who knows what the fuck their ideas are, sort of. But the way that they express this though is they express it as like it's a woman problem. Like all of these problems are because of women, and therefore men need to go their own way away from women or something, right? And that's where it gets a little fucking stupid, because like this is like this idea of bettering yourself, and this idea of personal fitness, not increasing your knowledge, becoming more diverse, learning more hobbies, doing things for yourself. These are not like if a woman was saying like women should go do this. That is not like people would be like, yes, oh yes, subreddit of the year, yes, oh yes, much yes, oh jazz snaps, yes, oh great subreddit, yes. But just because it's a guy telling people to do this, it's all of a sudden like, oh, this is these men they're trying to make the world even harder for women, and blah blah blah. It's already hard enough being a woman in America, and we make less than you in the gender wage gap, and all this other bullshit. And it's like these are all things that shouldn't didn't even want to should have even been included on the conversation. They have no reason to be in the conversation. Like men who go their own way. Like I would honestly, I would consider myself like a man that goes his own way or whatever, but I'm not doing it because of women. I love women. I'm still trying to find a girlfriend. I'm still trying to find someone to fall in love with. It's not like I'm giving that up. It's not like because of like women doing this to me. That's why I work out. That's why I do all this other stuff. It's not like I didn't do this for me because of women. These are just things that I like, just ideas I agree with, and why I continue going to the gym, and why I continue eating well, and why I continue reading, and why I continue meditating and shit. I It's not because of women, and I'm still trying to incorporate women in my life. Like, it's not like I'm trying to make my life into this like giant dick fest where all I do is hang out with dudes and like fuck whores because women aren't worth my attention and they're only like pussies with mouths and like shit. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, it's just like it comes out of nowhere, and these guys need to really, if you're a real man, like a real, down to earth man, or like whatever bullshit they say, then you should understand that this is bullshit. You should realize like that what they're feeding you is a big crock of shit, because you shouldn't need like it doesn't make sense to forsake women just because they're women. Like, if genders if genders didn't exist, then this fucking subreddit would just like, it would just hate, like, instead of hating women, it would just blame their problems on a certain type of person. They're not blaming their problems on women. They're blaming their problems on like these certain type of people which have done whatever shit to them. And like, yeah, I guess more of them have been women, which is why like it's taken this direction, but it's only because you're pointing this out. It's only because you're making this a problem. It's like, this is really not a problem. And it's just so interesting looking into all of these things and talking about them, because you see so many similarities to Black Lives Matter movement, to women's rights movement, to technology movement, to anything towards economic, environmental movements. All of these people use the same arguments against each other and then fought, like, do the same thing. It's incredible, because you're thinking about like women's, all these other problems, and I just talked about all this shit. So now take this whole ideology and oh man, I had the metaphor. Fuck, and I'm gonna forget it right after I do this. I make this video, or I'm gonna remember it right after I end this video. Fuck. Fuck. God damn it, I had a really good analogy for this. But the point is these fucking subreddits, if you're really men subreddits, then you shouldn't be having a problem with any of this Reddit censorship, any of this harassment shit, because at the end of the day, you don't need to hate women to be a manly man. This isn't like, you shouldn't be, a prerequisite of joining men going their own way or the red pill or whatever. A prerequisite shouldn't have been you're dumped because you were a fuckhead who mistreated women, or you like dated a girl who didn't line up with the ideas that you had, or you made a mistake, and you're like, everyone makes fucking mistakes. You learn from it. You don't start bitching about, cry wolf. It's like, oh, he hurt me, blah blah blah. It's like, oh, here we go. So all these conservative guys are always talking about like snowflakes and all how fucking liberals are too easy to curtain. And it's like, bro, you just barely mention censorship of like these subreddits on the internet, and they're all up in arms. Ah, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, they turn around and criticize the left for doing the exact same thing. Anyway, that's it. So, thanks for watching. Destiny 2 stream coming up, and I'm gonna try and record some more videos tomorrow and Sunday.